Hey guys, how's everyone doing? You know me. I'm Dave, Renegade Gig Hustler. How's everyone doing? I'd like to discuss a topic about Uber Eats if you're an Uber Eats driver, because they've got a big thing coming up September 1st, saying if your cancellation rate isn't below 20%, you will lose the ability to drive. Now, I want to ask you one simple question. After September 1st, will you be driving? Stay tuned. Okay, guys, there's a lot of controversy about this whole new thing Uber Eats got going on. And I received, back a long while ago, in my inbox of my Uber driver app, a thing about come September 1st, if you're not below a 20% on your cancellation rate, will you be driving? And it clearly states you will lose the ability to drive if you are over 20% on your cancellation rate. And so I'm here to clarify a lot of this and what this is all about. Last week they reminded me once again in my email. They had originally sent one to my email to begin with, in one in my inbox, and last week again I got one in my inbox of my email. So let's dive right into it and let's talk about it. And let's keep one thing in mind, guys. Let's not get cancellation rate confused with acceptance rate. And please don't try to compare it to DoorDash, because DoorDash is always preaching acceptance rate, acceptance rate, acceptance rate. And if it's not for acceptance rate, it's completion. But this is about Uber Eats and about the big new protocol that they've got going on as of September 1st. And if you haven't received this message yet in your inbox of your Uber driver app or received an email, stay tuned, because you should have gotten it already. This is going to affect everybody. This is in my market area. And maybe, I don't know, but from what I know, and I've reached out to Uber Eats, they say this is going to be in all market areas. So if it isn't in your market area yet, stay tuned. So let's talk about how cancellation rate is calculated. Number one, your cancel rate is the number of requests you have canceled over the 100 accepted requests that you've received. If you received fewer than 100 requests, your cancel rate is based on the total request you've canceled over the request you've accepted. The trend for your cancel rate in your last 10 accepted requests is shown in green downward and red upward. So let's talk also about why the cancellation rate matters. When delivery people repeatedly cancel trip requests, everything slows down. Restaurants wait longer for food to be picked up, customers wait longer for their orders to be delivered, and other delivery people have to travel farther on each trip. Now, I'm at a 21% myself right now on Uber Eats. And the reason being is because for weeks on end now, into months, they have been sending me nothing but garbage. Low paying, high mileage trip. Now, some think when you decline, I will tell you, I've been doing Uber Eats over 5 years. I know a great deal about this. I've also reached out to driver support to clarify. And I couldn't get a straight answer out of them, because if you've ever talked to Uber driver support, you'll know they don't understand Americans. They are based in the Philippines, and they are tough to understand Americans and getting your point across, and it gets very frustrating. So if you haven't yet, in my over 5 years of doing this, I've talked to them plenty, and a lot of time it's a big waste of time. They're probably the only gig app out there that will compensate you if something goes wrong on a trip. I'd say probably 8 out of 10 times. But they'll usually give you $3 or $4 if something goes wrong. Now, For instance, on mine right now, my cancellation rate is 21%. I have 77 completed requests. I have 21 canceled requests. And that is probably based out of 100. And when I first started doing this over 5 years ago, I accepted the bulk of requests that I got on Ubereats because, number one, it was the only app I was doing at the time. That is before I got on all the other apps. And everything was basically good. We had a base fare and a trip supplement back then that we don't have now. So I'd say probably over a year and a half ago, going on to 2 years, they got rid of the trip supplement. And so that trip supplement really hurt us bad when they got rid of that. And so if you've been doing Ubereats as long as I have, you will remember how they used to pay the trip supplement before they got rid of that. But anyhow, yesterday they rapid fired trips galore into me, and it was decline, 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 decline. There is a lot to believe that when you're declining now, that's going against your cancellation rate. So we're just talking just cancellation rate. Don't confuse this with acceptance rate, and please don't mix it up or confuse it with what they're doing over on DoorDash. DoorDash is either, I'd like to keep this right on the topic of Ubereats, but DoorDash is always on you either about your acceptance rate or your completion rate. And with that being said, Ubereats just rapid fired in no time over 35, 40 trips into me that were all going 12 or more miles. For instance, I got one yesterday. It was going 17.1 miles, and they were trying to pay $7.06 for it. That is insanity, guys. No one should be taking that trip. That is insane. And it is not fair. And if anybody out there thinks it is fair, then I don't know. You don't get it. But I've been doing this over 5 years, and I know I'm politically correct for everything I'm telling you. And I'm not really worried about this altogether. There's a lot of people that think by declining trips, which you have to decline a lot of trips at a time, or if you don't even hit the decline and just let that trip roll off of there, a lot of people think that's going against your cancellation. Let me clarify cancellation. And cancellation's usually if you accept a trip and decide you don't want it no more, and then your only option is to hit the cancel button to get out of that. Yes, that will go against you. Or picking up the food and never delivering it and canceling. That is also a cancellation, and your only option then is to hit the cancel button too. Sometimes it'll say contact driver support because it knows you picked up the food. And also, if you've done that a couple times, that's probably grounds for deactivation. So you guys form your own opinions on this. I talk directly to Ubereats, and Ubereats says that declining won't go against you because at one time declining never went against anything for you. But with changing times and everything else, I talked to 2 different people at driver support, and one said, no, that won't do nothing to you. That won't hurt you. The other one told me that, yes, that will directly go against you for canceling. And I don't think they understood what I was saying. Declining is not accepting a trip, or just saying flat out, I don't want it. It's not paying enough. Hitting the decline on there or the X button and knocking it off of there because you don't want it, because it's not paying enough. For one reason or another, you declined it. I don't feel it should go against you, but I think Ubereats is up to something. You guys form your own opinion and leave it in the comments below and let me know what you think, what you feel, and we'll see how things shape up and things go come September 1st. But I've got one question for you. Have you done Ubereats as long as I've done it? What do you think about the cancellation rate? What do you think about all these trips pouring in one after the other, after the other, after the other, going 10, 12, 15. Some of them are 17, 20 some miles. Stacked orders, paying $6, $7. I got 10 in a row yesterday, paying $3.03, $3.04. And they were all going 8, 10, 12 miles. And I know you have got to be getting them in your market area. And I just want to ask you, what do you think about everything? Leave it in the comments below. And my final question to you is, will you be driving still after September 1st? Put it in the comments below, guys, and let me know. And with that being said, if you vibe with my content and would like to see other videos like this, please do consider subscribing. Hit the like button, hit the alert bell, and open up all notifications so you never miss a beat, and I will keep you in the loop. Until my next video, guys, my name is Dave, Renegade Gig Hustler. Take care.